All right, and we are live. Good evening, everyone, and a very warm welcome to our today's workshop, which is yet another part of our ongoing Skill It Up campaign. So, a very warm welcome to all of you. And can you please comment a yes if you can hear me clearly? Can you type a yes in the comments? All right. Also, please ask your friends to join us today for this great workshop that we have planned for you. All right. So, yeah, I'm clearly audible. Okay, so first of all, I would like to thank our live audience for joining us today because we understand that many of you might be busy in other streaming fests that are happening today. So we are really glad that you managed to take an hour out from your binge watching and decided to invest it wisely in making your future bright. All right. So today we have with us Mr. Piyush Khandelwal, who will be your mentor today, and he will be introducing you to the world of Python. All right. So if before today you had any doubts on whether you should devote your time and resources into learning Python or not, today's 1 hour workshop will surely eliminate all of your doubts, okay, and will definitely motivate you to start learning, okay, and that too, preferably with us. So call up your friends right now and ask them to join this session as quickly as they can because at the end of the workshop, after Mr. Piyush is done teaching, he will also be taking up your questions and doubts that you will be asking during the workshop. All right. So don't miss this chance today and be sure to clear up all of your doubts today only. And the link to submit your questions is also attached in the description below. So any queries that you might have, hit us up fill those up in the form given in the description. And now, without any further ado, I would like to invite Mr. Piyush to join us. Hey
Uh,
Piyush, a
Hi
very good evening.
Raghav. Very good evening, Raghav. How's you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, absolutely great.
Uh,
And being on the platform of Geeks for Geeks makes me really great again.
yeah,
So,
and I'm pretty sure that our users are also as much excited as you for this great hour that you have planned for them. So, without wasting any more of your time, I would request you to please take the stage and start teaching them.
exactly. We should. So I'm sharing my screen.
All right. I would request the viewers to please uh, fill up the query form for the questions. All right, Piyush, I leave you to it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Raghav. So my screen is visible. If you can say yes, if screen is visible to you. Okay. So before starting the session, I would like to tell you that who is our target audience. ये सेशन हमने किन लोगों के लिए प्लान किया है, who will be benefited by this session, so that your time will not be wasted if you think that you are one of the target audience and you would be investing your next 35-40 minutes on this, right? So we have planned this session for four types of students generally. First, those who are trying to begin their career in programming, right? If you think that you should start your career in programming, you should start learning some programming language, then this session is actually for you. You will be gaining knowledge, you will be learning that why should I go with Python only. Okay. Second type of person, if I talk about, is those who have already started programming but they are not finding it very interesting. जिन्होंने प्रोग्रामिंग स्टार्ट तो कर दी लेकिन उनको अभी लगता है कि यार कि वो चीज नहीं है जो दोस्त बोलते थे यार रात रात भर बैठ के कोडिंग करने में जो मजा आता है, ठीक है, तो दे आर नॉट फाइंडिंग इट दैट इंटरेस्ट इन प्रोग्रामिंग. तो अगर आपको लगता है कि यार प्रोग्रामिंग तो मैं कर रहा हूं लेकिन मेरे को वो इंटरेस्ट नहीं जनरेट हो रहा है, तो डेफिनेटली आप ये सेशन अटेंड कीजिए एंड यू विल डेफिनेटली फाइंड इट कि यार हाँ प्रोग्रामिंग उतनी इंटरेस्टिंग है, बिकॉज यू विल सी पाइथन विल मेक योर लाइफ वेरी इजियर, राइट. एंड थर्ड थिंग इज, जिनको लगता है, थर्ड टाइप ऑफ पर्सन जिनकी मैं बात कर रहा हूं, जिनको लगता है कि वो प्रोग्रामिंग कर ही नहीं सकते, ठीक है, प्रोग्रामिंग इज नॉट देयर कप ऑफ टी. इफ यू थिंक यू आर द वन हु थिंक दैट प्रोग्रामिंग इज नॉट योर कप ऑफ टी, तो आप इस सेशन को एक बार अटेंड कीजिए. आपको लगेगा कि हाँ यू शुड ट्राई योर हैंड्स ऑन विद प्रोग्रामिंग एंड यू शुड स्टार्ट योर प्रोग्रामिंग करियर विद पाइथन. तो आपके लिए 35-40 मिनट्स जरूरी हैं अगर आप उस कैटेगरी में फॉल करते हैं तो. और फोर्थ वन, जिनको ये लगता है कि मतलब दोज हु डज नॉट फॉल इन दीज थ्री कैटेगरीज, राइट, दे हैव स्टार्टेड प्रोग्रामिंग एंड दे आर लविंग प्रोग्रामिंग but they are not programming in Python, right? They have started programming, they are loving programming. तो I can assure you, आप ये सेशन अटेंड कीजिए, you will find your second love. That is in the form of Python. तो that is from my side. अगर आपको लगता है कि आप इस चार कैटेगरी में कहीं फॉल करते हैं तो ये नेक्स्ट 35-40 मिनट्स आपके हैं और आपको अटेंड करने हैं. गेटिंग दिस? चलिए सेशन स्टार्ट करते हैं. और स्टार्ट करने से पहले ना एक अजम्पशन, जैसे जब भी आप कोई मैथमेटिकल प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करते होगे तो एक अजम्पशन आप जनरली करते होगे, राइट, कि लेट एक्स बी दिस, लेट वाई बी दिस. तो एक अजम्पशन मैं आपसे करने के लिए कहता हूं. वो अजम्पशन ये है कि ये पाइथन सेशन जो चल रहा है 3 लोगों के बीच में चल रहा है. आप ये मान के चलिए कि हम 3 लोग बैठे हुए एक टेबल पर, ठीक है, मैं हूं, आप हैं, एंड देयर इज थर्ड वन विच इज पाइथन. ठीक. माई टास्क इज टू इंट्रोड्यूस यू टू पाइथन, राइट. मैं आपको पाइथन की एक एक करके सारी खूबियां बताऊंगा, सारी प्रॉपर्टीज बताऊंगा, और सेशन के एंड में आपसे पूछूंगा कि वेदर यू विल से हाई टू पाइथन और नॉट, or you will start your career with Python or not, you will start your journey with your new friend Python or not, right? तो सेशन हम स्टार्ट करते हैं विदाउट वेस्टिंग टाइम, और उसके बाद हम देखेंगे कि आपको पाइथन के साथ फ्रेंडशिप अपनी आगे बढ़ानी है या नहीं बढ़ानी है, उसके साथ एक नई जर्नी आगे बढ़ानी है या नहीं बढ़ानी है, आपसे लास्ट में पूछेंगे. ठीक है, चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं हम लोग. सबसे पहले पाइथन की जो प्रॉपर्टी है जो मैं आपके साथ शेयर करना चाहूंगा, दैट इज इट स्पीक्स योर लैंग्वेज. स्पीक्स योर लैंग्वेज मतलब जैसे कि आप देखोगे अपने फ्रेंड सर्कल में, इफ यू विल सी, you will figure out that most of the friends are there because they can understand your language and they can speak your language. ऐसे दोस्त आपके नहीं होंगे जो कि आपकी भाषा को समझते ही नहीं होंगे. जो आप बोल रहे हो उनको समझ में ही नहीं आता, या जो वो बोल रहे हैं आपको नहीं समझ में आता. ठीक है, आपके फ्रेंड सर्कल में मेजॉरिटी फ्रेंड्स ऐसी हो ही नहीं सकती. तो हम जनरली फ्रेंडशिप उनसे करना प्रेफर करते हैं जो कि हमारी लैंग्वेज को समझ सकते हैं. तो सेम वे में सपोज आप अपने प्रोग्रामिंग स्टार्ट किया, आप प्रोग्रामिंग की पहली क्लास में गए और मैंने आपके सामने कुछ ऐसा लिख दिया, राइट, या फिर आपने जावा की क्लास अटेंड की थी तो मैंने कुछ ऐसा आपके सामने पहले दिन आपकी स्क्रीन पर ये लिख दिया, कैसा लगेगा आपको, राइट? यू विल डेफिनेटली फील लाइक कि ये बंदा, जो मूवी आपने देखा होगा शायद, और ये आपसे कुछ कह रहा है. जैसे मूवी में जब ये बोल रहा था कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा था, सेम वे में यू विल फील लाइक दैट कि what is written over there, you won't get anything. Whereas on the other hand, Python will speak the same thing in this way. अब आप सोच के देखिए, ये वाला जो स्टेटमेंट जो the guy is trying to say is n equals to 5 and print n. आप इसको अगर कोई प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज भी नहीं जानते तो सिंपली थोड़ा मैथमेटिक्स और इंग्लिश को भी आप मिक्स करके देखेंगे तो यू कैन एक्चुअली रीड दिस सेंटेंस that I am trying to assign a value 5 to some variable n. And then I'm trying to print that value, right? This is actually a valid code in Python, और इसकी हेल्प से मतलब दिस इज एग्जीक्यूटेड कोड, और आप n की वैल्यू 5 असाइन करते हैं और 5 को प्रिंट करते हैं. सेम टास्क जब हमें C में करना था तो हमें ये सब समझना पड़ेगा. पहले प्री प्रोसेसर डायरेक्टिव क्या होते हैं, stdio.h, हेडर फाइल्स की इंफॉर्मेशन समझनी पड़ेगी. उसके बाद मेरे को मेन फंक्शन क्या होता है ये समझना पड़ेगा. printf कैसे काम करता है, उसके अंदर %d क्यों लगाया, ये सब मेरे को समझना पड़ेगा. तब जाकर के मैं एक छोटा सा प्रोग्राम जिसमें मुझे एक वेरिएबल में वैल्यू असाइन करनी थी, उस वेरिएबल को प्रिंट करना था, ये टास्क मैं अचीव कर पाऊंगा, राइट? सो सिमिलरली विद जावा, you will get to know, you will first have to know about what is import statement saying, what this class is, what is public, static, void, and again, what is this main. When you get these things, then only you will be able to get the knowledge कि what your first program is actually doing. अगर आप सी में, जावा में लैंग्वेजेस की अगर मैं बात करूं तो ठीक है, तो बिकॉज पाइथन स्पीक्स योर लैंग्वेज, तो दे कैन, इट कैन बिकम्स योर फेवरेट्स वन। ठीक है, सो दिस वाज द फर्स्ट प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ पाइथन, जिसमें कि हम ये बोल सकते हैं कि वो बिल्कुल वैसे ही समझता है, एंड because of this, it becomes easy to read Python code and it becomes easy to write Python code as example as well, right? तो अगर मैं देखता हूं कि पाइथन जो है मेरे को पढ़ना आसान है और लिखना आसान है, देन इट बिकम्स माय फर्स्ट चॉइस ऑफ प्रोग्रामिंग। ठीक है, दिस वाज द फर्स्ट प्रॉपर्टी जो मैंने आपको इस इंसान के सामने बताई, जो आपके सामने बैठा हुआ है, विच इज पाइथन। ये उसकी पहली प्रॉपर्टी थी। उसकी नेक्स्ट खूबी देखते हैं क्या है। नेक्स्ट प्रॉपर्टी इज इट विल सपोर्ट यू टू मेक इट लार्ज, राइट? आपने देखा होगा आपके जो अच्छे दोस्त होते हैं या गुड फ्रेंड होंगे, वो एक चीज आपके साथ जरूर रहेंगे, जब भी आप स्केल करने की कोशिश करोगे, एक कदम आगे बढ़ाने की कोशिश करोगे, लाइफ में ऊपर जाने की कोशिश करोगे, दे विल सपोर्ट यू, दे विल नेवर लीव यू देयर, राइट? और यही खासियत है पाइथन की, कि पाइथन भी जो है ना आपको बिल्कुल पूरा सपोर्ट करता है, आपको रास्ते में नहीं छोड़ देता है। इसका मैं एग्जांपल देता हूं आपको, और बहुत बहुत प्रैक्टिकल एग्जांपल से आपको समझाऊंगा, और आपको समझ में आएगा कि व्हाई पाइथन विल टेक यू एंड हेल्प यू टू मेक थिंग्स लार्ज, राइट? जैसा कि आप यहां स्क्रीन पर देख सकते हो, और मैं एक प्रैक्टिकल एग्जांपल यहां पर कोड करके आपको दिखाता हूं। तो मैं ये अज्यूम करता हूं कि आपको पता है फैक्टोरियल क्या होता है, व्हाट इज फैक्टोरियल ऑफ नंबर। डू यू गाइस नो व्हाट इज फैक्टोरियल ऑफ अ नंबर? डू यू गाइस नो व्हाट इज फैक्टोरियल? Right. So if you don't know, again, I will make it easier for you. Suppose I say if it is 5 factorial, it has to be 5 factorial. Let me make it. So if I say it is 5 factorial, that means I have to multiply the number from 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So if I say 2 factorial, it is 2 multiplied by 1. So I will multiply those numbers till 1. If I say 10 factorial, it is going to be 10 into 9 into 8 into 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, right? It's very simple, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a program in C programming language for that, for you people, right? So I switch my screen to my editor. Here I have a template, the C. So what I need to do is I need to define a variable integer fact over here, whose value has to be 1, and then I define a number n जिसका मेरे को फैक्टोरियल कंप्यूट करना है। सपोज आई टेक द वैल्यू 5, द नंबर, द n whose factorial has to be computed, right? After that, if I need to compute factorial, so I need to have a loop. If you're not getting this thing, I'm not trying to tell you the syntax of programming or the how to do this. I'm just trying to give you an example why, where C will leave you and why Python will support you, right? So you will get, if you are not getting what this code is doing, you don't have to worry about it. Just see, what I'm trying to explain you is C will not support you till you want to your programs to grow or to work for large numbers, whereas Python will actually support you there. So if I'm trying to compute the factorial of 5, I'll simply write this loop which says, which takes a variable is less than that variable, less than equals to that variable, and then I have I plus plus, and see, here I do fact equals to, if you have done programming earlier, you will be getting this thing. If you're not getting, don't worry about it, right? Then I'm going to print the result. This result is stored in fact. I'll print that result. I'll save this program and I'll try to run this program. Okay, I forgot because I'm currently working on Python, so I'm not habitual of these semicolons. Really miss those. Again, I have missed somewhere. I have not saved this. It is compiled. Now, if I'm trying to execute this, it is giving me 120, which is factorial of 5. 5 into 4 is 12. 5 into 4 is 20. 20 into 3 is 60. 60 into 2 is 120. And it is giving me correct result. Now, if I try to find the factorial of 10, again, save the program, n equals to 10. If I'm trying to say, I have to compile this first, then I'll run this, and it is giving me the factorial of 10, right? Now, I want to compute factorial of 100. So I want my program to work for larger numbers. Suppose I give this value, okay? Now if I compile, so I have made n equals to 100 because I want my program to compute the factorial of 100. So what I did is, now again I need to compile this first. I compile, and if I try to execute this, it is giving me 0. If you can see, the factorial of 10, 100 can never be 0. You saw the value of factor, but it is giving me some wrong answer. I don't know why it is giving me wrong value, because the code is working fine for the values of n equals to 5, n equals to 10. So it was working correctly. But what happened when I gave him n equals to 100? So this is problematic. When I tried to scale my program, it actually crashes and it is giving me 0, which is actually not correct. On the other hand, if I try to write the same code in Python, see, I take some variable fact equals to 1, which I take over there. Then I have n, जिसकी value मेरे को compute करना है, तो I took n equals to 5. Then we have some for loop for I in range. This is how we write in Python. You don't have to worry about how I'm writing this code. Again, I'm telling you, आप उसकी चिंता मत कीजिए कि what this code is doing. You just see that the code that we have written in C is not giving me the value of 100 factorial. Whereas the code that I'm about to write in in Python, I'll check whether it will support me or not. It will be able to compute the factorial of 100 or not. So I'll give range from 1 to n plus 1 here. And then I say fact equals to fact into I. Okay, the same thing. Then I'm going to print the value of this fact. See, here I am computing first for n equals to 5. And let me check whether this works for n equals to 5 or not. If I run this program, Python, it is giving me factorial of 5, which is 120. So if I do it 10 and save the program and run the program again, it is giving me factorial of 10 as well. But now if I give the value 100, will Python program give me 0 as done by C program, or will it give me the correct value of factorial 100? So if I run this program, you see, it has given me this value. See, I can't even count the number of digits in this uh, number, the result that we have got. Now I don't have any calculator to verify this, right? How will I verify whether this Python is giving me correct answer or not? I don't have any calculator. C is not giving it. So how do I verify whether Python is giving me correct answer or not? So I have an easy solution for it. What you can do is you can verify. See, I'll show you. Please search for number of zeros in 100 factorial. How many trailing zeros are there? You will see the answer is 24. So 100 factorial contains 24 trailing zeros. As you can see here, we have some answer and it has some trailing number of zeros. If I copy this from here, I paste it over here. You can see how many zeros are there. I am not going to count this. You can see it over here. it is giving me in sixth line, my cursor is on 25th position. So the number of zeros are 24 actually. So this gives me the accuracy that this answer is actually correct because the result contains 25 zeros at the end. So this answer might be correct. But one assurance is it contains 24 zeros, which is there in 100 factorial. Hence, this answer is going to be correct answer. I hope you got this. So this is where Python will not let you stop, will not let you limit your code, right? It will let you code till the range that you want. So it won't limit your, it won't give any limitations on your code. Getting this? So this is how Python will support you till the beyond the limits actually. So next is never leave in tough times. एक जो अच्छे दोस्त की क्वालिटी होती है, a true friend will never leave you in tough times. He will be there with you in good times, but will always be there with you and will help you in your tough times as well. Python has that quality. इसका भी मैं एग्जांपल आपको illustrate करता हूं. I will try to explain this thing with the help of an example. Let me tell you here again. I am writing a C code. See, let me just remove these things. So I want to take an input from a user. Let me take some integer n, and this value has to be inputted from user. So I put a printf message over there first. So it will first ask user to enter some number. I'll ask message enter number, right? After that, it will take the input. I'll put a scanf function, scanf %d. Then I have ampersand n, which will take input of value of n, right? Then I need to print some printf. I put printf. Then I need to divide 10 by this number and print the result. So I say 10 divided by n, right? So I'm printing the result 10 divided by n. So whatever value n user will enter, I'll simply divide 10 by that number and print that value. After that, I also want to print some message, which is like program executed, which tells me that program has executed. So this is the last statement in the program. When it is printed, I'll say the program has successfully executed. So I put this is my program. Now if I try to run this, see. This program is successfully compiled. Now if I run this, it is asking me for a number. I have given some number, suppose 10. It has worked fine. It has printed the value 0.00 and it is saying program executed. Okay. Now if I say run this program and mistakenly I have put in the value 0. See what will happen in case I have given 0. This program somewhere hangs and it terminates. The program executed statement is not printed. What will I get? 10 divided by this value, it is not printed over there and the program is actually terminated. So I never know that what happened with my program. When I entered the value 0, I will never be able to figure out what actually went wrong. Right? Okay. So what I need to do is I write the same program in Python now. I ask user to input n. So here I take eval input and I ask user to give message, same message. Then I print n divided by n. And then I print at last the program executed message so that I should be able to know See this. So I'm printing this program. Now if I run this Python code, this code is in Python, right? It is asking me to enter number. Now if I enter 0, see what happens? It gives me some message like on line 2, where I'm 10 divided by n, doing 10 divided by n, there is a division by 0 error, and then program is terminated. So this actually gives me some idea that what actually I made wrong in my program. It is not like C, where the program actually terminated abnormally and didn't give me any idea that what to do, how to fix that error, what happened in the program. I'll never able to figure out. But in this case, I'll figure out that where I'm doing 10 divided by n, there's some number. If n is 0, then I get 0 division error. So what I can do is Python provides you some mechanism with the help of which, again, when the things breaks, see, I can put these statements, try except. Now you see, I have put the suspicious statement which can actually create some error. Because I came to know after running the program, I have put this in some exception handling block, right? So now what happens is, now if I run this program and if I give 0, it actually, spelling mistake, it has to be exception. Save the program again and run the program. Now if I give 0, you see, it gives me division by 0 message, and then it completes the completes the termination of the program, completes the execution of program by printing this line as well. So Python will help you in case of errors or exceptions, and it will help you to debug your program. See, if you ask any developer, debugging the code is the toughest task that has to be done, right? They can write the code from the scratch, but it is actually very difficult to debug the error from some already written code. So debug Python will help you, will guide you in some debuggings, that where it is, where you have made things wrong, so that you can fix them and let your program work fine. So this is the third property of the person that is sitting in front of you, right? It will not be leaving you in tough times. It will help you through debugging of the programs. Next is strong built-in, right? Strong built-in मैं आपको समझा सकता हूं कुछ इस तरीके से. See, this is what C and C++ and Java is, and this is what Python looks like. So what these images are depicting actually is C++ and Java has those data structures. There is a term called data structures. Whenever you have to solve some real world problem, you will need certain data structures to solve those problems efficiently. If you are in your first year, BTech first year, you or in second year, you might not be aware of these terms, but I'm telling you, to solve any program, any problem, real world problem efficiently, you need to use certain data structures. And these data structures are list, set, queue, stack, maps, right? These all data structures are there, जिनकी help से, with the help of those, we can solve the problems efficiently. मैं आपको एक example के साथ समझाऊंगा इस चीज को. I'll take an example and then explain you with the help of that. So suppose I have this array, right? This is, आप इसको list समझ सकते हो अगर नहीं समझ में आता आपको array. So this is a list, right, which is contains some elements. अब मेरे को बताना है, I need to tell whether this array contains some duplicate element or not. So here you can see, आप तो देख सकते हो कि it contains 3 twice. लेकिन a program can, how a program will see that this array contains duplicate elements. So what you can do is, whenever you are, so if you know this is a certain problem which can be solved with the help of set. Set is a data structure which does not allow duplicacy of element. So if I start putting these elements, I pick up the elements one by one from this list and put them in set, so it will discard duplicate element. So what will happen when I do this for this set? I'll put 2 from this list and put it in a set. So 2 is already not there, so it will keep 2. Then I'll pick 4, it will put in the stack. So 4 was not there in the set, so it will keep 4. 3 I'll pick and I put in the stack, the set. The set does not have 3, so it will allow 3 to enter. Then I'll put pick 5 and will store in this set. It will allow me to enter 5 also. Then if I'll store pick 3 and try to store this in set, what will happen? This set won't allow. This will discard this 3 because 3 was already present in the set. Now what happens? This list was there with me and this set is there. Now if I compare the length, the number of elements in this set and the number of elements in this list, you'll see if the length is equal after creating set from the list, दोनों की लेंथ अगर बराबर है, if the lengths are equal, then we'll say कि list does not contain any duplicate element, right? This is one example. If the length of set is less than the length of list, so what we can say, there might be some duplicacy that would have exist in the list. That's why the number of elements in set is less than number of elements in the list, right? This is very simple to understand. अगर आपको नहीं समझ में आता what is set, what is list, तो आप बस ये समझिए कि एक मेरे पास डेटा स्ट्रक्चर है which allows duplicacy, another data structure which does not allow duplicacy. तो मैंने इसके एलिमेंट उठा करके इसमें डालने शुरू किए और जब मैं इसके एलिमेंट सारे उठाकर इसमें डाल दूंगा तो उसके बाद क्या होगा? What will happen? After I have moved all the elements from list to set, I'll see that if the length of both the one that allows duplicacy and the one that does not allow duplicacy, if the length is same, the number of elements is same, that means this list does not contain any element with duplicate values. But if the length of this set is less than this length of this list, in that case, this list might have contained some duplicate element. That's why the set contains less number of elements. I hope this makes sense. Now I'll show you a program to create set from a list in Java. See, I'll creating set from a list in Java. See, again, this would be like something you won't be getting what is actually happening. Here first we need to import these things because this set thing is not there with Java, right? So it has to import this thing. It has to take it from somewhere else. When it is imported, then they can use it. And still the use will be not very clear to you. You won't get this thing, what they're doing actually. Now I'll show you the Python code for this, how easy this thing to achieve in Python. See this. This is my Python thing, Python file. I'll simply, what do? I simply create a list. Suppose this is my list, which contains elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I need to create a set from this. So what I do, S equals to simply write set and pass this list into it. It will create a set for me, right? So there you saw I have to import it, then I had to create it, define this, then I had to insert those elements one by one. You don't have to do anything over here. You simply created a set over there, set by from the list, and then I need to check if len of यानी कि number of elements in L equals to len of यानी कि number of elements in length of L and length of S means number of elements in L and number of elements in set. If I compare this, you will see if they are equal, that means I need to print no duplicates. If the length is not same, it is going to be less than, right? So I'll print duplicates. Now if I run this program, you see I have the list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It does not contain any duplicate element. So my Python program should tell no duplicates. Now if I do something, some repeated value I insert, suppose it is 4. I put the duplicated value. So this list contain duplicate element, which duplicate value is 4. See, in that case, this program will give me duplicates. See how easy it is to code in Python. The reason for that is this set data structure is there inbuilt in Python. You don't have to import it from somewhere else. Now you see this slide. Here in C++, Java, you have to use STLs, you have to use collections to achieve these, to implement these data structures, to use these data structures. But Python has inbuilt list, set, dictionary, tuple. So dictionaries can be used in place of maps, right? You can use list, you have sets. If you want to have immutable list, you can use tuples. Tuples are there. So these all are inbuilt over there. So you can use them very efficiently without importing anything, right? सो पाइथन हैज स्ट्रॉन्ग बिल्ट इन, और ये तो सबको पता ही है कि एक ऐसा दोस्त से दोस्ती तो हम करेंगे ही करेंगे जिसकी स्ट्रेंथ ही है और स्ट्रॉन्ग है, राइट? तो दिस इज अगेन अ फीचर ऑफ पाइथन. ओके, नाउ व्हाट हैपेंस इज, जनरली व्हाट हैपेंस, आप अगर फर्स्ट ईयर में है, सी एनकाउंटर कर रहे हैं, सी पढ़ रहे हैं, ठीक है, या आपने जावा पढ़ा है, तो यू विल सी कि सबका ना स्कोप थोड़ा थोड़ा कहीं कहीं तक ही है. आप जावा को मैं यहां यूज कर सकता हूं, दिस इज द एप्लीकेशन एरिया ऑफ जावा, दिस इज द एप्लीकेशन एरिया ऑफ सी, राइट? हियर आई कैन यूज सी, हियर आई कैन यूज जावा, राइट? बट if you start your career with Python, what will happen? If your career starts with Python, right? So what you can do, if you start your career with Python, what will happen after that? You go into any of the fields, right? Whether it's web development, it's going to be game development, or it's going to be creating operating systems or defining operating system services, or you go in data science, artificial intelligence, or you need to create large applications for enterprises, desktop applications, embedded applications using Raspberry Pi. So if you have started your career with Python, so you have this opportunity actually to get into any of these fields. Wherever you will go, you will find some frameworks, some tools with the help on build on Python, or which uses Python, with the help of which uh, if you'll have that prior knowledge, that is actually going to help you. And one more thing, if you are in suppose web development and you want to move into game development and you know Python, then it will become very easy for you to switch your fields as well. If you are in suppose operating system development and you want to move to data science, again there are libraries which are built on Python, and it will be very easy for you to switch from one field to another field. That's why I'm saying Python will promise you the long-term friendship. It won't be like if you want to change your field, you have to leave Python over there only. So whenever you switch your fields, Python will be there with you, right? Then, अब किसको नहीं पसंद? Who don't want to be a friend with someone who is very popular, right? So we always want to be a friend with someone who is actually popular. That is one specialty, and you will see Python is popularity has increased since. Now you see this graph since 2000, from 2009 to 2010, the Python popularity was stagnant, like saturated. It was linear. But from 2012 to 2020, with the rise in machine learning, with the rise of the concepts of AI, artificial intelligence, data science, all these concepts when came to market, Python has gained the popularity because they have find out that this is the language which can actually help you to focus on the problem statements rather than the language syntaxes. That is why Python has raised this exponential popularity. And if you go with Python, and what happens is this popularity is helps builds a large community over the internet, right? And when you join Python, You have the large community to respond to your queries. If you are stuck anywhere, there are more number of people who can actually help you to uh, resolve your queries, right? So when you have large number of people solving who can resolve your queries, you should definitely go with that programming language. And you can see the graphs of other languages falling down, right? So again, everyone wants to be on the popular side. So that's why this also gives you one reason that why you can select Python. And last and a very important point कि अगर आपका दोस्त रिच है, राइट, तो आपको सबसे ज्यादा खुशी होती है, राइट. Similarly, Python is very rich in the sense it has very large community, has been supported by Google, and it has very large number of frameworks and libraries जो कि आपको which will help you in each and every field wherever you want to make your career in. See, these all libraries are well supported libraries and well stable libraries जो कि आप यूज कर सकते हो using this. SciPy is there. You will get to know these names: SciPy, Matplotlib, Twisted, Pandas, NumPy, Requests, SQL Alchemy, Beautiful Soup, Pyglet, Pygame. These are very few names I'm telling you. If you search on internet, you will find a list, endless list of Python libraries, and they are awesome. I'm telling you, they are really awesome. And the last but not the least point, see, I have talked about all these qualities of Python. It speaks your language, it supports to make it large, it never leaves in tough times, strong built in, it will support, it promise the long term friendship. Python is popular, Python is rich, and these are certain points which can help you to say hi to Python, right? There are other reasons also which we have not covered yet, but yes, there can be other points which I can resolve in your queries. If you are asked, I can tell you that what are the other points. If I have missed any, you can ask in queries that that things can also be resolved, right? So that was me introducing you to Python, telling you the good things about the Python, right? Telling you the properties of Python, where it is going to help you, how it can help you. So I'll definitely like to ask you whether you will say hi to this friends of you or hi to this person and will love to start your journey with this person or not. So I'll end up my things with this only, this question only.
All right, Piyush, that let me tell you, first of all, that was a great session from your side. And
Thank you. Thank you.
that was really, really great and really, really insightful. And let me tell you, before this session started, I did not know much about Python too, but after hearing you and your great examples and analogies, I am also motivated to start learning. So yeah, great
That
answer. Really,
thanks.
really from your sides. Thank you so much. So yeah, one question that our viewers might be interested in is knowing about you. So, would you like to share that how did you start your coding journey and what inspired you to choose this career?
Yeah, actually, it is very good question, and it is very like I always wanted to share this thing with people. That what happened is when I was in my graduation, right? When I was doing my BTech, so I was able to code, but when some error used to occur, I used to cram the codes. I'm telling you because we
Mhm.
have to pass those data structure examinations, right?
Yeah.
Data structures and C examinations. So I used to cram those sorting algorithms, bubble sort, quick sort, or those algorithms, right?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I was good at it, right? I was able to replicate those crammed codes on my answer sheets, and I was able to score marks also. So that was the fun part. But whenever some error used to encounter in the like while running those codes, I have get stuck somewhere. So then
Mhm.
it was very difficult for me to resolve those errors, right? This was personally known to me. No one else knows, but I was always hesitant to have any errors in my program. So what happened is when I joined Delhi College of Engineering. for my
Yeah.
post graduation. So we had 2 years over there, and we had the competition with our like BTech students from there. So it was
Okay.
like the same company will come there, and those they will also appearing, and we will also be appearing over there, right? So it was going to be a tough competition because you are fighting with the graduates from those Delhi College of Engineering, those who
Okay.
are
Yeah.
like tag itself says. So what I
Yeah.
did is I planned the things with my roommate, and I see that we have to fight it anyway. So we started working on it, and Geeks was my first site. I'm telling you, from
Okay.
where I started learning programming. That was the first site from where I started my career actually, and
Oh,
I actually found interest in programming. So that is the importance of Geeks for Geeks in my life. And after that, when you are able to run the programs and you are able to debug the programs, then the interest is always there. When
yes.
you are able to implement something, then
Yeah, sure.
interest is automatically generated.
Yeah, sure.
Then
The
I have never
interest
looked
as
back.
well as the confidence. Yeah, sure.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, that's a really great answer from your side. So I would like to request the users to please ask any questions that you might have regarding today's topic. All right. So while we do have a few questions that our viewers have asked us.
Okay.
All right. This is a fairly very common question that many users have asked, so I would request you to answer this first.
Third year confused a lot. I tried many programming and still don't know which path should I continue. DS and algo should be done first. I mean before
Yeah, they want you to suggest a correct path for them to follow.
okay. See, it is actually the common question, as Raghav said, the very common question among the third year students, because they are looking for companies as well, right? Because they are looking for placements. And when data structure has gone in their second year, right? So they don't have those revision classes for data structures. They've gone through whatever they have scored. They do not care about it. Now they want to restart their career in programming because they want placements in third year and final year, right? So I will suggest you, because the same problem we also face. Like I've faced that problem. We have gone through the coding subjects, but still that confidence was not there. If you want to gain that confidence, what you can do is you can start uh, through the data structures, right? The first you learn the arrays, the list, right? And try solving problems on arrays and list as well. So try to pick those data structures and try to see that what kind of problems can be solved with the help of arrays, and where is the problem, where I meet the problem, where I need some new data structure like hash tables, hash maps, why this array is not useful over there. So then move to next data structure, that could be your stack, could be your queue, or could be like the hash maps, right? And when you will try to solve problems in this way, like I have used array for these types of problems, then these particular type of problems are not solved by arrays. They actually require a heap, or they actually require a hash map to be solved. So you will be able to figure out that what are the problems that can be targeted with the help of that particular data structure. And when you have this clear understanding, some new problems arrives to you, right? Then you will be able to know that what should be the correct data structure to apply to this problem, whether I have to apply sorting first, or whether this could be done in single traversal. So you will get those ideas after you have seen the limitations of data structures while with implementation. So if you have implemented that way, after that, you will be the one who will be saying that yes, I can solve this problem in three ways. I can solve it with the array, I can solve it with stack, I can solve it with the hash map as well, and I can use a tree also. So step by step, move from simpler data structures to so it is going to be like this. You will learn about data structure, try to implement that data structures and the related problems of that data structure. And I'm not promoting it, but I'm telling you, Geeks for Geeks will be the right point first to pick up that thing and then start reading the articles about that data structures and problems of the data structures.
Exactly, exactly. That's a great answer, Piyush. That's a great answer. So another most commonly asked question is this, that what is the main advantage of Python over Java?
Okay. So, see, I have been into both the fields. I have been into Java as well as in Python. As I told you, if I show you the first program in Java, I need to explain you that what is class, right? What, so it depends. It depends. The answer to this query actually depends that who is asking me. If a beginner is asking me, I'll definitely say go with Python, right? If you are asking me when you are looking for placements, I'll say you should go with Java because majority of companies have their code bases in Java, and you will see the recent openings. You will see the openings. You will find that majority of openings will be there in Java because their code base is in Java. They have not shifted to some other the latest technologies. So if you are looking for if so, I don't know what your perspective is. If any beginner will ask me, I'll definitely say you'll start your career with Python. But if you are looking for placements instantly next month or next to next month, then you should prefer Java because you have gone through that Java in your course curriculum as well.
All right. So another relevant question that many of our viewers have is something like this, that they have expertise in some other field and they want to start learning Java, start
Okay,
learning Python. So how can they go about it?
एग्जैक्टली एक जो खुशखबरी मैं आपको देना चाहता हूं अगर ऐसे लोग जो हैं उनके लिए मैं बता देता हूं कि Python has a very small learning curve, right? You
Exactly.
don't have to wait 1 month and then you need to go for implementation, right? I am telling you, if you start learning Python today, next after 3 days only you will start implementing it, right? And that is the best thing about Python. You don't have to wait to wait till the finishing of Python. This is the beauty of Python. What I can
Mm.
say is, right? So if you are planning to switch to Python, you are not switching to Python. You are actually enhancing your skills. You want to learn Python as well. So because you have been in designing thing, so Python will be the absolute good choice. First thing, right? So you should not be looking for any other option. That is my first suggestion to you. And then again, take certain problems and try to solve those problems. Then only you will be able to judge, like because you are in web designing. So Vikrant Sisodia, you are in web designing. So what you can do is you can move to web development using Python. So you can use Flask, Django for it, because what will happen, then you will have both the controls. You will be designing as well as development. So it will make you it will give you a complete profile also, right? And development with Flask is I'm telling you, if you know Python, it is 7 days task. You will have your first website live if you know Python. If you don't know Python, it is going to be 15 days task. 7 days you learn Python. After 7 days you learn Flask, and your first website will be live after 15 days. That I can assure you. And you are a designer, and your site is going to be good looking as well.
All right. That is really motivational, Piyush, from you. Thank you so much. All
Okay.
right.
Thanks, Raghav. Thanks.
Yeah, so that is pretty much it on the questions front for today. So again,
Okay.
thank you so much, Piyush, for joining us today and sharing your immense knowledge of Python with everyone. And I am
Pleasure here.
sure that people will turn in huge numbers the next time you hold a workshop. So
Sure.
really, really great, and thank you so much. And
Thank
have
you,
a
Raghav.
great
Thank you. It was
evening.
really a nice session. Thanks. Keep on calling me, right?
Yes, exactly. Thank you so
Okay.
much. All right. So now I would like to take this chance to answer a question that might be on the minds of many people today. That is it even worth learning Python in 2020? Okay. As almost every one of you might be aware, that machine learning, deep learning, and artificial intelligence are the future of the IT industries. All right. So Python will be a great start to boost up your level of knowledge and confidence. Okay. And also Python is one of the most preferred language for research purposes also. So each and every one of you has a great scope to discover further about its application and utility. And I believe that Mr. Piyush has been really successful today in motivating you to start learning Python. And I would also urge you to check out our Python Foundation course. And the link for the same has been attached in the description below. And if I start to mention the features of our course right now, it would take up another hour of yours, which I honestly don't wish to do. And I know that every individual who is with us today and is really serious about learning and growing in growing in their future will check it out. Okay. And also one thing that I would like to mention is that our course is a self-paced course, so you can learn at your own speed. And also it is available at a really great price, my friends. And trust me, I do not know that the same price will last in the future also or not. So please make good use of this opportunity that you do have today, and please check out the course. And the link to the course is given in the description below. Okay, so that is it for today, and thank you so much for joining us today. And we also have some great workshops and webinars lined up for you in the near future. So do not forget to follow us across all our social media handles to stay updated about everything happening in the world of geeks. Okay, so have a very good evening and happy learning. Thank you so